Negligence. Hi, Canary. Good morning. What's going on? I'm okay. I'm doing well. How are you? Bring this in close. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? What's going on in your area? Canary, I'm sorry. The stuff I gave you to do for me, I waited for the response. I didn't get it on time, so I had to because it's just like a trending thing. If you, I get. Okay, we're so super busy. It's okay. I'll give you some other thing to do for me. I'll say something today for you to do. Malone says hello. How are you? Hi, Malone. I'm doing great. How are you? Yeah, you didn't get back to me on time. I know all those things when it happens, like especially birthdays like that, you have to do it immediately. Except it's something that you're I don't know, long story you want to talk about. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to all of you. Madu, Lamin, Jeremiah. Good morning to everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Canary. Thank you, everybody. Good morning. Where are you guys watching from? Where are you guys watching from? Today I want to talk about something very, 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 very important. Very important. Medical negligence. Medical negligence. Something just happened in my country. Meanwhile, let me introduce myself. Okay, Madulamin says he's watching from Germany. Oh, I'm seeing for the first time. Guys, like the life anyway. Meanwhile, like the life. Like the life. Like the life. Like the life. Exactly, Chimamanda. It's not just about Chimamanda. Okay, let me just say that one is the one that brought it. It has been happening. A lot has been happening. Oh, okay. Let me introduce myself formally. My name, guys, welcome to the channel. This is Pro Storyline. My name is Progress, and I'm a YouTuber from Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria, guys. If you're tuning in for the first time, from Nigeria. If this is your first time of seeing my page, please kindly subscribe. We talk about so many things like trending issues, social issues, maybe it could be political, but we talk about just anything that is trending as it affects the society we live in, like the world over, not just my immediate society, the world over. So we interact. If you have kind of, let's call it, contributions to make sure you do contribute to whatever we're talking about. If you have an idea, Sometimes I might just be wrong in some of the things I say, so it's your own duty now to like call me to order, like to correct me. I'm open to learning. I learn a lot from you guys, and equally you guys learn a lot from me. So let's see how it goes. Canary says Chimamanda. Yes, it's the Chimamanda case that I want to talk about. That is just one of too many that's been happening in Nigeria. Very sad. Okay, you know, say I have a lot of insight on this subject. Good. That's why you're here. That's why you're here. So I just want to talk about medical negligence. It has been happening in Nigeria so many times. I can like I can count how many times, you know, you take a patient to Nigerian hospitals. Let's say the patient was ill, was sick, but even in that sickness, the person was still able to like do one or two things. Like he was able to maybe walk, he was able to maybe eat, he was able to maybe talk, but immediately he's been admitted to some of the Nigerian hospitals. Things change, you know, instead of improving because he's going there for treatment, instead of getting the health getting improved, it goes down, it gets worse. Before you know it, it leads to death. So many of these incidents have happened in Nigerian hospital, and the truth is that people, the healthcare providers, have never been held accountable. Nobody holds them accountable, and that's why it is happening every now and then. Nobody holds them accountable for negligence. Nobody holds them accountable for what, you know, for not doing what they're supposed to do at the time they're supposed to do, or at the time they're not supposed to do. You understand? Nobody holds them. So I just want to talk about, because most people don't understand, most of the call it the patient's relative, or even the patients don't realize that they have rights. The fact that you go to the hospital to for treatment, you know, you're like putting your life in someone's hand, in the hand of a professional that is supposed to handle it with care and give the best or the standard of care. But that's not always the case. So I just want to talk about the whole thing for people that, you know, have suffered one loss or the other due to this kind of negligence. I'm going to like throw a little light on the subject so that when next you go to the hospital, you understand your rights as a patient. You understand your rights. You know, you don't just act like you don't know nothing. You have every right when you go to the hospital, and if you're being treated, you know, not well, you have every right to like sue. You have every right to take legal action against whoever that is responsible for your care. So I just want to talk, like, give an insight on what medical negligence is. Medical negligence refers to a situation where healthcare professionals fail to provide the standard of care. Standard, underline that word, standard of care. What is required for that very treatment. If you're going to the hospital and then you're supposed to, you know, put on a bed rest, and the health care provider tells you, okay, take, you may probably maybe you're having headache and you're supposed to have a bed rest while you even take your medication, but because you're a busy person, or you're like anyway, they're like, oh, I don't want to lay down because I have something to do. Or give me paracetamol. The healthcare worker will, without doing what it's supposed to do. That's the standard of care. Without telling you you need a bed rest, like compulsorily telling you you need a bed rest. That means he has breached what he's supposed to do. He's not giving you the best what he's supposed to do, because before you become a medical personnel, maybe a doctor or whatever, or nurse, I believe they used to take an oath to save lives, oath to do their best, because people's life are being put in their hands to handle. So for somebody to put his body, you know, probably on the table, on the surgical table for you to take care of, you're required to give your best. So when healthcare professional fails to provide the standard of care as expected, and because of this it leads to failure or causes harm to patients, that is medical negligence. When a health worker, a healthcare provider refuses to give your standard of care, and as a result of that it leads to the patients, it leads to harm to the patients, that's a medical negligence. So there are some key elements on the subject of medical negligence. So the key elements of medical negligence includes duty of care. The doctor or health worker owes you as a patient that duty, the duty to handle whatever you're going there for. You couldn't handle it well at home, that's why you're looking for a professional to handle it for you. But if the person is not doing what he's supposed to do, I think you have every right to hold him accountable. But it's not like that in Nigeria. There's an issue that is going on now. Chimamanda, is it Adeche? She came to Nigeria for, I think, Christmas to celebrate, and I think according to her, a story, call it for private family story. She has been waiting for children for like 8 years after marriage. She's been waiting to like conceive her babies for 8 years. Imagine somebody in her 40s having children. She had twins, and then because of one, negligence of somebody, I don't know if he was high, he didn't know what he was doing. When they came to Nigeria, the child fell ill, and they took the child to, I think they call it Eurocare. They went to a particular private hospital. They referred them to another hospital called Eurocare. And when they got there, I don't know what they did to the child. The child was very okay, like I said. The child was, he was sick, but not like bedridden. But immediately they put this child on bed, and then I don't know what they administered on the child. The child was just, instead of improving, was going. And they weren't monitoring, according to what I heard. They weren't monitoring if the effect of the drugs, or if the effect of whatever they gave the child was overdosed, or if it was too much on the baby, or if it was, it wasn't, they were no proper monitoring. And that is one of too many incidents in Nigerian hospitals. And at the end of the day, they would just come around and tell you, I'm sorry, we tried all we couldn't save, we are so sorry, and somebody's life is gone. That is an incident, one that is too many all over the place. So the doctor owes you a duty of care. Whoever that is looking, there's a problem I have with call it teaching hospital in Nigeria. I have a problem with teaching hospital in Nigeria. I think 2010, I had a cousin that was very sick, very very sick. But even in the sickness, she wasn't bedridden. Guys, please like the live, please. As you tune in, make sure you like the live. Hi, I remember you. I remember you very well. So that 2010, she was very sick. This my cousin. I was just like the only person for her. She didn't want to go to hospital. She said she doesn't want to go to hospital. We were like, no, you're very sick and you need to be in the hospital. We took her to the hospital. On getting to the hospital, they said she needed a bed. They put her in a bed. Somebody that walked into the hospital. And the next thing was, it was like every round, call it every kind of, what they call, there's this thing they call ward round. Like for medical people, they should know what I mean. Like once it's time for you to go check your patient, you like go around and then check your patient. They call it ward round. So there's this thing they call ward round. I noticed that during the stay of my cousin, different people come, to like check on her. Different doctors, different health care workers. This one will just come, especially the students, those ones that are not, or they're still, in training. They will come, check her pulse, check her this thing, check her angle, and then before you know it, they will just withdraw drugs, go and buy it. In the afternoon, another person entirely will come and then check. They just keep administering, different set of people keep coming, administering drugs on her. Before you know, she couldn't even do nothing again. She was just there on the bed. Couldn't raise her hand, couldn't do nothing. At some point, I was to, clean her up when it comes to bathing. And I'm wondering, why is it not possible? Is it not possible that, if let's say you are responsible as a doctor in the, you call it in the teaching hospital, maybe you are an orthopedic doctor, and probably you have like today, they should assign like 2 to 3 patients, or maybe 5 or 10 patients to you to handle their case, so that you can do proper follow-up. Because whatever, call it a crisis, the person must have experienced during the treatment, call it crisis, or maybe the drugs you're giving is not really, working for the person. It will be on you. You have, okay, like you have the history, you have proper history, you've been monitoring this person, you should be able to know, okay, this is where I stop, this is where I should start, I should try this one, and not somebody else coming and then still probably repeating or even making erroneous a prescription of drugs. They just messes people up. There is no, especially I will call the hospital out right now, University of Uyo Teaching Hospital. There is not how you take somebody. I can count how many people that I know. A friend of mine died going there. My grandma died going there. A couple of people that I know died going there. People that walked into that hospital, but at the end of the day, they couldn't like have consciousness of themselves again after being administered so many nonsense into their system. They didn't have consciousness. At the end of the day, they died. So I think medical personnel also a duty of care. You're not going there, you're paying money, you're wasting your money to be taken care of, and you're leaving your life in their hands. They owe you that duty of care. Another thing is key elements of medical negligence is breach of duty. This is a process. This is a situation where the provider failed to meet the acceptable standard. I think before now I talked about the standard of care. I remember some years ago when I was serving. You know, everybody's after most of the one thing is just very sad. Most of the medical people in Nigeria, they are into call it the medical profession to make money. It's not just a call for them to save lives. I must tell you that. Most of them they just want to answer, oh, I'm a doctor, but it's just unfortunate that that doesn't really ring bell like it used to. I'm a medical doctor. Doesn't really, make somebody trip like it used to be. So most of them are into the profession just to make money, because if you go read something else, you may not really have what it says. You may not really, be this thing, call it productive for yourself or in your future. So most of them are just venturing into, without even, I don't know how they manage to pass medical exams. I've seen there's a situation that happened in my hometown in Kotekpene. Hi, what is saying? Say my real name. Say you have on your ear. It's visible. Yes, I do. Paul Paulus says, Sister, can you yell at me to get? Please leave me alone. There's an incident that happened in my hometown, Ikotekpene. That was last year. They took a pregnant young lady to the hospital for care. On getting there, there was no medical, like the doctor that's supposed to be on duty was not on duty. He was not on duty, leaving all the patients like that. He wasn't on duty. Okay. They called the when I don't know if it's labor time. The girl went into, some form of crisis. She was bleeding and all, and then they sent, the sister that was with her was like, please call the doctor. They sent a call across to this doctor, and he said he was on his way. And I think the girl started gasping for breath, and the sister was like, please, telling the nurse, please, can you bring oxygen? Oxygen, she's gonna pay for it. She's going to pay for the oxygen. Please, can you help us bring the oxygen tank? My sister cannot breathe again. They said the nurse was like, relax, like casually, like relax. Don't worry, you're making too much noise now, sister. Now only now only you there here. That kind of nonsense. And the sister was like, please, my sister will die. Please just bring oxygen. They're like, there's nothing, the oxygen tank is always very long and then a little bit heavy. That there's no equipment, like call it a carrier to you go take that thing, that you should hold on, that the doctor is coming. Before the doctor, when the doctor came in, and late, like by this time the girl must have lost so much blood and she was kind of almost unconscious. They took her into the theater. When they took her into the theater, the sister said before they took her to the theater, she told the doctor, are you sure you would not need blood, pints of blood? Let's look for blood. Let me go to the blood bank and then get some blood. Will you need blood? Let me go for it before so that you can take it along while doing this operation, while trying to get this baby out from my sister. The doctor was like, what are you saying? No, casually, no, go. Are you going to tell me what to do? Are you going to tell me what to do? You don't know nothing. She said, but sir, you see, my sister have really bled. Can we get blood? That was how the whole thing ended. When after the operation, the sister was, in a very terrible crisis, couldn't make it. They like looking for blood to infuse her. That was it. That's how she died. And the sister that was, taking care of this, that brought the pregnant girl to the hospital, was screaming on social media, was shouting, and the life was lost. That could have been a breadwinner. That girl, I learned her the child was a mom before this pregnancy, so that they've left because of their negligence, the negligence of the medical health providers. They left a woman or a child motherless. They allow somebody's life be gone because of something that could have been done wasn't done on time. And I think it is time to hold them accountable. It is time to hold them accountable. Every patient have the right. Sometimes they make you feel like you don't know nothing when you go to the hospital, especially in Nigerian hospital. They make you, call it patient relative, feel like you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. Because they're medical professionals, because you don't have a license, you don't know nothing. That's what they make people feel. So you have every right to hold them accountable whenever they breach their duty. Most of the negligence could somehow cause harm or injuries to the patients. There's another one I want to talk about now. I saw this year, a couple of days ago, I saw a lady that came out. She said she was pregnant. She went, still in Lagos. This is what happened in Lagos. She went for CS. On getting there, fine, they did operation on her successfully, and they forgot, I don't know whether it is a cotton wool, a bunch of cotton wool inside her. Bunch, like a medical person forgot during the surgical procedure, the CS section cesarean, they forgot cotton wool inside of her. And then when she came back, first week, the pain was going. Before you know it, she started smelling like this very terrible smell, like a dead animal. Each time the husband wants to help her to like maybe change the panties or whatever, the husband have to like face mask as himself, like wear a mask so that he can stand the odor that will come out. She said she was smelling for weeks. At some point, she, when, as the this thing was going, the healing was going, was, where they cut her up, it was trying to heal, but there's this thing that just popped out, like one white kind of tray, something like that. So she saw it, she snapped it and then sent to the sister. Her sister was like, this thing, and you're complaining of pain. She said she has been in pain for throughout. Instead of the pains going, it increases, and she's smelling like a dead animal every day in the house. So the sister said, are you sure they didn't forget something inside of you? She was like, why would they forget something inside of her? So she said, the sister asked her to go back to the hospital and check. And when she was like, no, she's not sure. Okay, later snap it and then send it to somebody, a nurse around. So when she snapped the stuff and then sent to the nurse was like, oh ma, they've forgotten something inside of you, you need to go to the hospital. And she's like, the thing is coming out, so can she drag it out? She said, okay, let her drag it out. And she then tried dragging the something out. She dragged it out, it was a bunch of cotton wool they forgot inside of her. That would have killed her. That would have killed her. But not that. God just had mercy. It wasn't her time that thing popped out. Hey John. John says, good morning. Hi John, good morning. Good morning to you. How you doing? John, I'm doing great. I'm doing very fine. How are you? How is your area? How is your area, John? Okay, today I'm talking about medical negligence. A lot of things have been happening in my country, when it comes to the hospital, the health sector. You go to the hospital, instead of getting proper treatment, the health workers, not that they are busy or doing anything, they will just ignore you, or sometimes they just treat patient as a piece of shit. So most of these things have led to death of patients, have led to injuries, have led to, call it lifelong injuries, things that shouldn't have been, things that shouldn't have been, cause harm to people, have caused harm due to people's not doing what they're supposed to do. So on that note, I'm saying that there is a need for patients to hold any medical or health provider accountable for not doing what it's supposed to do timely. I am highly blessed. I am blessed and highly favored of the Lord. Okay. All right, I'm listening to you, John. What do you have to say? A common example of this medical negligence includes misdiagnosis or delayed diagnosis. Sometimes you go to the hospital, they didn't even know. I've seen a situation where you go to the hospital, Nigerian hospital, especially these newly, what they call them, medical students. They hand over treatment to medical students. Serious cases, they will hand over to medical students to handle. And before they give you a prescription, they start, thank God for phone now. Before then, that time, they will open one big medical book, call it textbook, to like read, the symptoms, and then compare to what the patient is complaining of before they start making, call it prescription of drugs, or know what they're supposed to do. Sometimes if they don't even know what they're supposed to do, they have to like Google, what am I supposed to do at this point in time? And these are people that you go to the hospital to meet, to treat you, to take care of your problems medically. It's sad. Okay, John says, I am going to give you some context. Okay, go ahead. I am really from the United States. You understand, but I am well traveled. Good, John. I'm also a military officer in the United States. Okay, go ahead, John. Go ahead, I'm listening. You have the floor now, John, before we proceed. Okay, you traveled to Africa. Which part of Africa did you come to? Which part of Africa did you go to? Canary, are you still on this live stream? I'm not. I'm not getting any contribution from you. What do you have to say? Okay, I'm just like, let me round it up and then you could have whatever you have to say. Okay, can't tell you which part yet, but just listen. I will tell you later. Okay, no problem. Go ahead, John. I'm listening. So another part, another form of common example of medical negligence is call it surgical errors. I gave an example earlier of, sometimes the medical people will just forget during surgery. They will forget equipment, surgical equipment or tools inside the patient's body. You can hold them accountable for that, especially if it causes more harm. If it leads to injury that shouldn't have been, you have every right to hold them accountable for that. Uh, Medical errors, like in the case of Chimamanda's son, I think that was could be an overdose. I don't know if the person administered is it anesthesia or something to the child and did not monitor. Probably overdosed the baby, a young boy. Somebody, oh my god, probably overdosed the child, and I didn't believe even overdosed, and then you keep monitoring what is going on, what is happening in the child. You probably check the pulse, check the heartbeat. You should know what to do next. But you just do, you inject somebody or do whatever you did and then leave a child like that. At the end of the day, the child died. Don't forget, the parents have waited for 8 good years to have a child, and God bless them with twin boys, and then because of your carelessness, the child had to die. John says, I got sick. Okay. All right. John says, I got sick while I was in Africa. I traveled there right after COVID-19. All right. Okay. Now, I want you to understand it was a culture shock for me, my first time in Africa. I'm reading. What you're about to tell us, is it related to what we're talking about? The topic we're handling? I hope it does. So sometimes most of these medical guys will just give you, there are instances. I'm listening. Go ahead, John. Whenever you write your comment, I'm gonna read. Um, Most of the times, these medical guys, for instance, you go to the hospital, you complain of something. Maybe you're having insomnia. They will prescribe some sleeping tablets to you, and then you're like, "Oh, he's not holding me enough." As professionals, because there are prescribed dosage for whatever drugs you're taking. You're not supposed to supersede the dosage or like increase it because of it's not having so much effect. You have to like calm down. They have every right to like tell you what to do and what not to do. It is in their place to tell you don't take it more than this. But sometimes some people will go, oh, this drug you gave me didn't hold me like it should. It's okay, put more. They will add some more, like without care about the internal organs, without care about if it's going to, kill you. As a matter of fact, if it kills you, nobody cares. As far as Nigeria is concerned, I've never seen a situation where a patient or a patient relative takes a Nigerian doctor to hospital, maybe to the court of law, to holding them accountable. Maybe Chimamanda is going to be the first person. Okay, John says, I got admitted in the hospital and the doctor came to the door every day and looked at me, never entered the room, did not personally examine me, never asked me how I was feeling. Exactly. Exactly. That's what they do. I don't know, John, if you're a white guy or you're black. The nurses were the only one that entered the room and interacted with me. And let me say this, John, if you were a white guy, or if you're a white guy and then that happened to you, or like the nurses came in and then check on you, they actually did that because you're a foreigner and they knew that you're from the US. They did that, like busy, they call it busybody where I'm from. They did that busybody kind of service on you because they know, oh, this one is a foreigner. Is a foreigner. That's why. If it was a regular, calm down, I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. I know it has something to do with race, but I'm just telling you what it is. They will attend to a foreigner, somebody, because they are, you know, with the hope, oh, I'm going to get tips. I'm going to get maybe one favor or the other from. Do you understand? I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling you what it is. Yes, those nurses that came to you and interacted, they interacted because you were a foreigner. Let me tell you, I told you guys earlier that I took mine. You see? You see? Just says he got treated with a lot of respect as a foreigner in Africa. I know what I'm saying. They treat foreigners, especially, I don't know whether you are white. If you're white, they will, oh my God, you like a demigod before them. They will treat you so well. But if it was a regular African, a common African, and I'm not talking about the rich African, a common African on the streets that is sick and then they took the person to the hospital, they will treat you as a rag. As a matter of fact, I cannot do medical, what is it called? Medical job. I cannot because I'm a very emotional person. I can remember my uncle some years back was sick and was taken to the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital. I'm going to mention the name. They took my uncle to the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital. So I went on visitation. When I got there, there was this man that had an accident, very severe accident, auto crash. This man was gushing out blood from the mouth and the nose. Like if he's breathing, like sending out, when he's breathing, is pumping out blood from the mouth. When he's sending out air, is pumping out from the nose, like in a very critical condition. The wife was the one that followed him to the hospital, plus the driver that brought them. The wife was almost running mad, like was helpless. Went to they should, you know, wheel the man and then start treatment. That he's going to do whatever they ask him to do. When he got there, they were like, ah, madam, go and buy card. Madam, go and buy card. You have to buy card first. You have to buy card of how much? Madam, go and buy card. Go and buy card. I'm getting. I'm talking about. I'm not saying about private hospital. Public hospital in Nigeria is like this. Go and buy card. You can go to that card buying place. When you get there, whoever that is seated, they probably is eating, probably having her lunch, and then you say, "Madam, I want to buy card." We say, "Ah, wait, so I'm eating." In the hospital, wait, I'm eating until you might. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Madam, wait, I'm eating. When I finish, and then you know, you just flash by, you have somebody that is critically very ill, critically in a very terrible condition that is between life and death. Somebody's telling you is eating. Or sometimes you go there, you can't even find them. Whoever that's supposed to sell the cards to you, so that you can take to whoever that is going to commence the treatment to say, okay, that you've registered with the hospital. Sometimes you go to that place, the counter, you don't see them. Nobody's there, and you'll be stranded. A lot of things, they have to start holding these people accountable because they are doing way too much. John says, Sama says, crazy. John says, I was treated like a king in Africa, the utmost of respect, you understand. People invited me to their home. They gave me a car and a driver to drive me around. You see, because you're a foreigner, nobody will treat you, you know, less, especially Americans. Oh my God, they'd be like, oh, American, like they'd be so proud to like even relate with you. That's what they call mental slavery. They're mentally enslaved. As a matter of fact, they may think you're better than them. They think you're better than them. You're more knowledge, more exposure, you know. That's how some of my African people are. Philip says hi. Hi Philip. Philip, how are you? Guys, please like this live, like this live, like this live, like this live. If you're tuning in for the first time, this is Pro Storyline and my name is Progress. I'm from Nigeria. I'm streaming from Nigeria. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and like this live. Thank you. John says, let's get back to the hospital issues. You fix it by advocating for yourself. Fortunately, guys, I've never been to the hospital ever since. Maybe, probably when I was a child, but as I call it, ever since I grew up to know myself, I've never been to the hospital. I've never been sick, and that's to the glory of God. I've never been sick, so I'll keep using my platform to say, you know, counsel things that are wrong, things that are wrong in our society. Like what they are doing is not okay. It's not okay. Um, Thank you for the love. Thank you so much. There's another thing, guys. There's another thing I want to say. Negligence doesn't stop, by misdiagnosis or delayed diagnosis. Follow up. There are instances somebody goes to the, oh God, people are suffering in Nigeria. If you are in Nigeria, just pray God blesses you with good health. You don't have a kind of a sickness that takes you to the hospital, because you will not just spend money. You'll be treated as like, if God doesn't have mercy on you, I'm sorry for you. Like, if God doesn't really stand by your side, I'm sorry for you. It's either they will kill you or get things worse for you in the hospital, or you end up wasting money and then come back. I've seen so many incidents, like so many. 2022, my grandmother was a little sick. I don't know what happened to her. I wasn't around. I don't know if it was all. I don't know. They took my grandmother. Fine. She is as at that time, what she was 87 or thereabout. She eventually died of that. But all this while she has been at home. She was being treated from the house. Nothing happened to her. But lately they took my grandma to the hospital. Oh my God. After, but I told you guys you have to buy card. Like card is like registry with the hospital that you are a patient here. I'm coming, John. I'm going to read your comment. Let me finish what I'm saying. So when my grandma got there, so they like ask after her age, like ask for after her age. So they said she was 87 years old. Huh? A nurse in the hospital. What I heard, my mom said, a nurse in the hospital was like, ah, she's 87 now. She don't almost, like, her time is almost over on earth. Like, that was the kind of comment the nurse made. Like, she's even 87. Is she afraid to die? I said, I didn't mean I was there. I wasn't there. I said, what did my mom, I asked my mom, what did you do? She didn't do anything. She just, my mom is not a troublemaker. I didn't mean I was there. I would have told the nurse, Madam, my grandmother is 87 years old. Is more important to us than you to your people. She's better than you. She's better than you in everything. She's more valuable than you to the society. Why would you even make such a comment to a patient? She's 87 now. This one, she can go. That's crazy. Like, that's for the doctors. I'm going to talk about the nurses soon. John says, so I talked to the doctor. I respectfully told him that he needed to come inside the room and physically inspect me, and he did as I asked. He did that because, yeah, he would do it. Like I said, you're a foreigner, so in this African country, and they realize that you're a foreigner and you're serving the military, US military. Oh my God, they will attend to you. Everybody will be busybodying on you. Everybody will be doing busybody on you, treating you. If you like, call the doctor 10 times, they will come. But if it were a common African, I'm not talking about the rich class, the elite class. If it was a common African, they will not do nothing. They won't do nothing. Cruise Gang, I can see you. Welcome to the channel. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. I thought about follow up. Nothing like follow up. Sometimes they treat you and then you go back to the hospital, no proper follow up. Nobody's giving you attention. Nobody's doing nothing. They treat patient as a piece of rock. With your money, you're taking to the hospital. John, I know. That's what I'm saying. Because you're a foreigner and you're from almighty America, they will treat you well. I'm telling you. They will treat you well because they know at the end of the day, money is coming out. At the end of the day, probably you tip on one or two people. So that's it. That's it, John. Canary, are you still with us or you're gone? Canary, I'm not hearing nothing from you. No contribution. Why? No contribution. Nothing. All right. Let me go to the section of call it the accountability part. Why do we need to hold healthcare providers? I'm reading what you have to say, John. John, go ahead. What do you have to say? I'm listening. John says, I wish you will listen to me and pay attention to my reasoning. I'm listening to you. John, what do you have to say? Hey, Babalola. Hi. Good afternoon. Is it afternoon yet? Welcome to the channel. How are you? Hi, it's Mauritius. You say you're in Mauritius now. Hi, it's Mauritius. John, I'm not seeing no comment from you, so I think I have to proceed. I said something about holding people accountable for not doing what they're supposed to do and on time. That's healthcare providers, because oftentimes these people end up making people die. People that are supposed to be living, people that are supposed to be probably helping their families, doing what they're supposed to do. John says, you changed a system by advocating for change, speaking up respectfully to those that are responsible. You're right. You're so right, John. You're so right. I think, yeah, I agree with you. Advocacy is really a thing, but a place like Nigeria, you need to really have, call it a very big platform for your voice to be heard. I'm still like upcoming. That's number one. Number two, I'm not connected to anybody. I don't have any connection. For you to like do something in this country, you need almighty connection. I don't have that. All right, I'll just do my own little thing. And if I find myself ever go to the hospital and see rubbish, I owe myself a duty. I owe this one a duty to put it up so that everybody can see, and people that are supposed to be held accountable be held accountable. That's it. You just talk about the problem without making room for context. But Lola says, I was thinking about you last night. Really? What were you thinking about me for? Uh, John, if you have anything to say, just say. We want to give a context to give. But me, I already have whatever I had to say jotted down, so I have to say what I have to say. Um, okay. You want to say, go ahead. You have the floor, John. Whenever you put up something, I'm going to read, okay? If you put up anything, I'm going to read. Okay, John says I was in Africa for 6 months as a foreigner, alright? John, you're really behaving like a military guy. They're always very authoritative. Like, you sound authoritative, but it's okay. Were you sick of malaria, John? Just as you just talk and talk. Of course, that's I'm an on-air personality. Like whenever I come live, I have to talk. That's what I do. That's the essence of going live. I have to be talking, talking, talking. I have solutions. You understand? What? Say it. I'll read it. Come on now, John. You have the solution. What solution? We have a solution. Go ahead and say it. Okay. John said I should, guys. John said I should slow down a little bit. Canary, are you still here with us? You talk to authority respectfully when you want to solve an issue. John, let me come there. You see, I know you guys have, like, I've been seeing, I don't know if it's in a movie, but I think some call it documentaries. I've seen you guys in America have things they call town hall meetings. It's not like that over here. Like the issue at the hospital. That's what I did at the hospital. And they gave you audience, like I said, because you're a foreigner. They gave you audience because you're a foreigner. Like this I'm talking about now. Do you know, let me say, if I say, okay, maybe I see something wrong in the hospital and I try to like bring it out, probably on social media, or bring somebody to book. Do you know somebody can come after my life because of that? As somebody saying, Babalola says, I think Shay Tinubu wants to become Lagos State Governor. That's his business, not mine. Just listening to me. John, I can't, there's no authority can talk to, like, you don't understand how in Nigeria the system is somehow a bit corrupt, okay? The system is somehow corrupt. Okay, let me say you walk into a hospital and you see some misdeed by healthcare providers, and then you try to like bring it, probably like file it, and then like call it, what they call it, a report, or yeah, a report, and then you want to give to the chief medical person. Remember, you're going to pass through protocols to get whatever you have to say delivered, all right, to the chief medical manager of that hospital, or the medical chief, whatever. You have to pass through people. It could be a PA, it could be, and sometimes you might just drop that whatever you have to say the report to be delivered. It may take months, it may take years, they may not deliver it. Or you want to, okay, maybe let me say I want to, because of what is going on, okay, let me go to meet the Minister of Health, and then probably tell the woman, this is what I saw in the hospital, we need a change. It may take me the whole of my life to see a minister in in an administration. It may take me a whole long, I'm human. I'll get frustrated and then back off. So if you say talk to the authority, the only way I could talk is just advocating, using whatever platform God has blessed me with, and talk about it. Whoever that cares to listen, listen. But one thing for sure is that nobody from my angle should go through the nonsense they do in hospital, because I'm going to call people out. Like, I will make sure somebody's being held accountable. Seriously. Let me proceed. Some patients, some people, especially people in the rural areas, don't really know that they have rights as patients. The fact that you entrust your life, you entrust your body on someone to take care of, and then the person is not doing what it's supposed to do, maybe timely, it calls for, you holding the person accountable. Could be legally or otherwise. Somebody's saying, John is saying, oh, sorry, Ex-Dummy says, hi, I'm genuinely inviting you to the Hornbill Festival, Nagaland, India this year. Oh my God, I don't know what that festival is all about. But thank you for your invite. Thank you so much for inviting me. John says, in America, we have system in place. We can do a petition when we want something to change. We gather people, lots of people together, and we respectfully bring the issue, but also the solution. Now, you see, that's it. You have a well-organized environment, call it society, but over here it's not like that. We're still trying to see we can make our society better. We're still trying to see how to structure our country to be, well structured. We're still trying to do that. So when you say I'll tell the God, many people have been doing that. They will just call it, what they call it, an investigation there and then on that incident. Before you know, because a common man, in the next 2-3 weeks, everything is gone. That's you won't even hear from anybody again. That's what happens here. When I was in Africa, I was able to change behavior at the hospital I was at. And what makes you think, John, that after you left, they're still doing what you asked them to do? What makes you think so? What makes you think so? Have you been calling to do a follow-up, maybe probably checking on one or two people to find out if they're still doing what you asked them? The well behavior you asked them to be behaving well. I can tell you that they're not doing it. They only did it because you were a foreigner and you're from America. I listened to you for that and then did whatever you ask him. That doesn't mean he's going to do or replicate the same treatment he makes on you on every other African or common person that comes in. I'm telling you, the world is happening. Africa is just a different zone. It's not like the US, it's not like Western places, Western countries. It's very different, guys. And the funniest part is that most patients, all right, most patients don't really understand. They have these rights. You have a legal right to hold somebody, a health worker, a health provider, accountable. Most people don't know. Most people don't know. Most don't know. Um, let me say this. The essence of holding healthcare providers accountable for their misdeed, you know, has a whole lot of advantages. A whole lot of advantages. And if people start rising up, you take a person to the hospital and they're not doing what they're supposed to do. you hold whoever that is responsible accountable, you will see that there will be a change. There will be a change. For instance, now, you know, I would just say, why hold these people accountable? It will, in a way, protect the rights of the patients. It will, in a way, protect the rights of the patients. John is saying one nurse was taking my blood without gloves. You see? Oh God. I asked her respectfully not to do that anymore as it is dangerous and against medical policies around the world. And she said, yes, sir. And she stopped doing it. John. And I asked again, John, what makes you think that after you're advocating for all these, changes in that very hospital that you were in Africa, what makes you think that after you left, they have not gone back to their old ways? What makes you think so? Like it's like a normal thing for them to do what he did, what that nurse did. Like that shows like she has been, and it's even dangerous to her. Like she's putting herself up for infection. It's not just contaminating other patients. For instance, now like, she's touching this patient without gloves. She's touching this one. Probably she's just like contaminating everybody and equally putting herself in risk or under risk. And those are the kind of people they throw into the hospital. Those are the kind of people they throw into the hospital. During my cousin's time, I remember one of those nights she couldn't, I don't know what they administered on her. She was so helpless. She was just, turning, soiling the bed sheets and everything. And in the morning, on the receipt of the payments, there's this part they said, laundry, like they charged me for laundry. And then she was laying on the hospital bed sheets. In the morning, because she saw the bed sheet, they asked me to go wash it. And I was like, why are they charging me for laundry if I am to wash the property of the hospital? Why are you charging me on the receipt? Because I have paid for this. Why are you asking me to go wash the hospital? This thing? Why is the charges? What is the charges for? I refuse to. I refuse to wash. I remember that very day, I think they were like talking. At some point, it was like a war. They folded I then picked my cousin's clothes and then went out to wash it, sun dry it. I folded their hospital bedsheet and put on that because it was, urine was all over it. I put it under their hospital bed. Everything was smelling. They came, they were like, oh, you're so stubborn, you're so stubborn, you're so stubborn. They called the matron on me. That's the nurse, is it nursing matron or whatever? Like she's like the boss in that very unit of the hospital. The nurse boss, the nurse's boss in that very unit. I'll call it ward. They call her for me that I am this. They asked me to do this. I didn't do that. When the woman came, I quickly look at the woman. I said, "Ma, they've charged me for this. Why are they asking me to do this again? If did I saw a laundry person going around to pick bed sheets in the morning, why didn't they take the bed sheets? Their duty, they are the nurses. Nurses are caregivers. Why can't they just carry the bed sheet and then give to the laundry guy to go wash it? Why should they ask me to wash it? I'm not gonna wash. It was there the woman was like, you, how old are you? Try to like investigate me. I just shoved them away and then left. Just as I am a black person like you, but I was able to effect change in a short amount of time just by advocating and speaking up. But I did it respectfully. You understand? I do understand you, John. I understand you, and I understand where I'm from. Yeah, you say they should change. They will change instantly, but after you left, everything will go back to the way it used to be. That's the promise. Like, I'm telling you the real truth. Everything will just go back to where how it used to be. Yoel Linton says hi Yoel. So let me just proceed. So why accountability? Why hold medical health providers accountable for their actions or inactions? It protects patients' rights. It will also improve the quality of healthcare. Very important. By the time you maybe you go to the hospital and somebody is doing something wrong, a healthcare provider is doing something wrong, and then you tell the person, you didn't do this thing right, this is why this thing happened like this, or this is why it led to probably the led to call it an injury on this person or my patient. You will see that others will take, because it's like a scapegoat, others will see him as a scapegoat, and others wouldn't want to repeat the same thing, the same negligence, or to the same negligence, or even do things that will be harmful to patients. It will improve the health care, the quality of health care. It will definitely, because nobody wants to lose his license. The license is your source of livelihood. You don't want to lose it, so you get to do everything right, and in turn it's going to improve the quality of health care in Nigeria or elsewhere. This holding of healthcare providers accountable, holding them accountable for their inaction or actions, will also be like a deterrence, like I tried to explain later before. It will serve as a deterrence for other care providers not to do what they're not supposed to do, and to do whatever they're supposed to do on time. It will serve as a deterrent. Nobody wants to lose their license, like I said. Everybody will want to do the right thing. Everybody wants to give a standard kind of care, quality care to patients, because they know that these people are, entrusting their lives, their bodies in their hands, and they've taken an oath to save lives. So they will do it. They will try their possible best, and in a way, it will change the behavior, or call it the behavioral pattern of health care providers. Just as when I was in Africa, also you cannot go to any hospital. When I was in Africa, I realized that some hospitals are actually not proper to go to. Some of the hospitals are very dirty. Teaching hospital in Uyo, University of Uyo Teaching Hospital is very dirty. The toilets, the convenience, oh my god, is very dirty. Like you can walk there, maybe you're accompanying your patients, yeah, like a relative of patient you accompany, and then probably you came from a long distance. You can go there healthy and then go contract diseases back. Quote me. You can go there healthy and contract diseases back, because everywhere is dirty, very dirty, nasty, smelly place, and it's in a hospital as big as University of Uyo. It's crazy. When I was in Africa, I realized that some hospitals are actually not proper to go. My people that was hosting me in Africa made sure I went to a better hospital. And I guess the better hospital in Africa, or like in Nigeria, are the private ones. If you want to have a proper care, if you're sick, most people go to private hospital. And who are the owners of private clinics in Nigeria? They are people that are, they are the, call it the medical people that are being employed in public hospitals by the government to work in public hospital. These people, like, divide themselves into two. When I mean divide themselves into two, they like pay more attention to their personal clinics, personal hospital, Most of the time you go there, you find them, and the charges, the bill there is like on like a heap of Mount Everest, like very very expensive for patients to go to. They charge so much, and most of the attention is there because it's business. They've been neglecting the one the government employed them to do. The hospital they have been employed to serve, the government hospital. That's why patients keep dying while they channel their energy to their private hospital, because it's business for them. So if you want to like survive in Africa, or if you're sick, the best place that you can get proper care is the private hospital. Even at that, I guess this Euro care is a private hospital. But even at that, there still exists some form of negligence by these healthcare providers, even in the private hospitals. But okay, because there's some form of commitment. Okay, I have a patient, there's this kind of one-on-one. If you do anyhow, you know, a one-on-one kind of call it uh, facing. If you do anyhow, you face your master, you face your employer. So you don't want to do your job. You're gonna do the best you can in your job and on time. So if you want to go to the hospital, if you're sick and you have the money, it's private hospital. Most people go to private. Else they travel outside the country. Abiola Raha says, how long you been human ape? As long as your grandpa and your parents. Abiola Raha, I don't know, Abiola, I don't know which part of the world you're from. If I want to say something to you like this, I don't think you will sleep tonight. So just avoid me, like avoid me. Do you hear me, Abiola? Like avoid this page. I'm gonna block you after this. Avoid me. Don't come here again. Oscar King said hi. Hi, Oscar. Alexander Gibson. Hey, Alexander. John says, when I was there, my host took me to a good hospital. They had clean bathroom and shower in my room, a medical bed. They had a woman that came to my room daily and changed my sheets. All those ones I told you, it's eye service. Oh my God, eye service. John, they played you. That's what they call eye service. They don't do that. I'm telling you. I'm telling you the truth. They don't change bed sheets like that every day, every single morning. Oh, they played you. That's just because, like I said, you're a foreigner. You have to like protect the image of the hospital. Samuel Michael says, good afternoon. Hi Samuel, good afternoon. How are you doing? I'm doing great, Samuel. How are you? I'm doing great. So why accountability? Why hold medical people accountable for their misdeed, or you know fake compensate? Sorry. Another thing is that if you hold them accountable, you can, let's say in the case of a result of injuries or anything, there could be compensation for victims. So imagine like somebody operating a patient and then leaving instruments inside, and the instruments, the surgical instrument causes more harm to the patient, and upon realizing, you sue whoever that did the operation on you. The person has to pay, compensate you financially, hold the person accountable, because they should be very careful, because they're dealing with human lives. They don't allow the trolls to trigger you while you are online. That's not the first time that guy I've been here, that Abiola Raha. He's always asking me, do I look like an ape? I'm not I'm not a primate, like I'm a human. The fact that I'm black doesn't mean somebody, because and the funniest part is, even he's equally black. Why would he be telling me, hey, like, come on now. I don't take that. It doesn't get into my skin, but the only way the only way you don't allow trust to get into you is to give them back there and then everything settles. I don't like somebody. I don't like that. I'm still on the subject. Okay. So if you hold these medical guys accountable for their, you know, negligence, there could be compensation for the victims. Like I use an example of somebody, you're going for an operation, what they call a surgical operation, and then in the process somebody forgets instrument like a scissors inside of you, or like I use a case of a true life story that happened. They forgot a bunch of this thing inside of a cotton wool, and the thing was stinking. It wasn't helping her. She was just smelling all over the place. So in that kind of scenario, you can sue whoever that did that operation on you, and then the person will compensate you. You have every right. You get compensation for victims. Maintaining public trust in their medical profession. All right, if you hold these people accountable, or hold them accountable for what they're supposed to do or not doing on time, all right, through legal action, because that's the only way. Through legal actions, you help maintain, like a trust. You help them, the medical guys, to have this, call it a trust on them. They will have this consciousness that, oh, these patients, the people that are coming to me for treatment, have trust in me. That's why they are coming. And because they have trust, entrusted themselves, their lives, their body on me, I have to do my possible best. I don't have to, mess up. I don't have to mess up. John is saying, in America we have a system that is uniform, meaning all hospitals follow the same high standards of operation. It's not like that over here. It's not like that over here. It's not like that over here. When was that? I don't know. It's not like that over here. Sometimes you go to the hospital, like, standard of care is very important, guys. Sometimes you go to the hospital, probably, let me say, they have, let me use an instance, they don't have, much syringes, and what they want to do is, because they have to, like, manage. You see somebody, probably, maybe you brought a family members came for injection, or simply because people are from the same family, you see somebody repeating same needle on each family member. Simply they're trying to cut costs. Simply because they're trying to cut costs. Or sometimes there's this one I heard again. This one happens mostly in private hospitals. You go there, you go to private hospitals, they want you to run tests that are out of line. Say you're sick of malaria, and they're supposed to do, after you must have given them the history of whatever that is going on with you, common sense should say, okay, this is malaria or what they do is they will ask you, they will give you, list of tests that you have to do. Remember, most of them don't have good medical labs. So what they do is they will ask you, do this test, do that one, do, like, tests that will amount to maybe hundreds of thousands, and probably your budget was like maybe 50,000. They'll tell you, go run this test. They'll tell you the place, the lab, the medical lab you're going to go to. So when you go to that medical lab, once you run that test, behind the scene, the medical people, the clinic people here will tell the medical people, okay, I'm sending a patient to you. So whatever you're making, they have a percentage. Whatever test you're doing there, they have a percentage. Useless tests that does not relate to what the symptoms you're having. Only for them just to make money, illegal money, stupid money, to help you waste your money. It's happening. Simeon Bounce. Hi, good morning from USA. How are you doing, ma'am? Hi, Simeon. Simeon, how are you? Which part of the US are you watching from? I'm seeing you for the first time, Simeon. Please subscribe to the channel. Please help me subscribe to the channel. Help me subscribe to the channel. You're so welcome. This is Pro Storyline. My name is Progress and I'm streaming from Nigeria. Today I'm talking about medical negligence. So many things is happening in my country and I think it's time to start talking about them. Mambo Sweetheart, Zebron. Welcome. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm seeing you guys for the first time. Make sure you subscribe. So a whole lot of bullshit is going on. Like they will tell you do comprehensive tests too, but that thing doesn't even relate to the sickness or the symptoms your symptoms of whatever you're having, in you. Why are they asking you? Because they have a percentage. Once you go to that lab to do that test, the clinic guys have a percentage because they are the ones that referred you to that. They're like making it a business out of you, and you're spending money, waste money on things you're not supposed. Thank you so much, Simeon. Simeon says you just subscribed. Thank you so much, Simeon. Simeon says, "Wow, usually folks from Africa call me Simon. You're the first to get it right. I am from LA, California." Sorry, let me say this. Is it California or California? I'm always, I once says, I once said, what's it called? Marijuana. That's what we call it here in Nigeria. Marijuana. And I spoke it, I think I had a discussion with the American guy. He was like, it's not marijuana. He laughed me to scorn that day. Okay, just call it Cali. Now I want to know how it's being pronounced. Is it California or California? Marijuana. Is it marijuana or marijuana? Okay, it's okay. California. Okay, it's okay. Cali. I'll just call it Cali. So have you ever traveled out, Simeon? Have you ever traveled out and maybe to Africa? Let me use. Okay, the J is silence. Okay, all right. California. Okay, all right. Marijuana. Okay, it's okay. Thank you for the correction, Simeon. So, have you ever traveled out? Have you ever been sick, or apart from being in the U.S., have you ever been sick and then you've been taken to a hospital outside your country? What was the experience like? Okay, I am a former United States Marine and I have traveled, but not to Africa yet. So, have you ever been to any hospital outside your country? What was your experience? Oh, please, would I'd like to know which country was that and what was your experience? How were you treated? What was the standard like? What was the standard like? Were you satisfied? Okay, I live in British and US Virgin Islands. I've been to Tijuana, Mexico, and Lima, Peru, and I love it all. Okay, that's great. That's great. Um, I believe that traveling brings a different perspective and expand your minds to different ways of living in different cultures. Exactly. There's a saying that goes, traveling is part of education. So if you well traveled, definitely you get exposed and enlightened, and you know about so many things. Uh, John, are you still with us? In every place I have, in every place I was always treated like royalty. People from different countries tend to have better hospitality. I'm not talking about hospitality. I'm talking about the medical, call it medical hospital. I'm not talking about being welcome. Most I don't know about virginal. I'm like where I'm from. We love foreigners. We love foreigners. We love foreigners. We treat them. We treat them with respect. We treat them. We help them. We always like kind of a little bit prioritize their welfare over the non-indigenous. Call it the indigenous people or the citizens. So that one is there. I'm talking about the medical thing, medical hospital. Medical hospital. Have you ever been sick while you were living in these places and then you went to the hospital? How was the standard? Were you satisfied with the level of care or not? Oh, Simeon is saying, however, I do plan on visiting Uganda, Nigeria, and Sierra Leone as I have family in Africa. Really? Have you traced your ancestry? Simon, have you traced your ancestry? Is it to Africa? Which of the African countries have you traced your ancestry to? I hope if you're from Nigeria, I'm going to give you a Nigerian name, ASAP. If you trace your ancestry to Nigeria, I'm going to give you a Nigerian name, ASAP. Yes, what you speak of has been my experience in other countries. I have never been sick in any other country, so there was no need for me to go to the hospital or receive medical attention. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Since I was just there's this lady. I don't know if you've heard about Chimamanda. So she came. She's from Nigeria. I think I don't know if the husband is from Nigeria as well. But she came to Nigeria for. She's based in the U.S. She came to Nigeria with her twin boys, to for Christmas. So one of the boys fell ill, and then was taken to the hospital. But because of negligence, what they call negligence, medical negligence, the boy died. The boy died. So everybody's like, it's like a topic now in the country. Everybody's like, okay, because the woman is like she's gonna hold whoever that is responsible for that accountable. So I think it's a good thing. Tima is saying I am half Dominican and half black. The only reason why I have a family in Africa is because my brother's children are all in Africa. Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. That's fine. Okay, that's okay. Feel free to visit Africa. African continent is a beautiful place, guys. They tell you about poverty. I don't know. Does your brother's children tell you about their experiences when it comes to the subjects of poverty in Africa, or call it I don't know, the subject of underdevelopment, poverty in Africa? Have they for once tell you that that narration is not true? What the media paints, that people are living in Africa, they are very poor, they are this and that. Have they corrected that? Have they seen that not everybody in Africa are poor? Someone saying so. Wow. You see, somebody came the other day. Somebody came the other day and was like, "Oh, Africans are poor. Africans are poor. Most of them live in them. I think that guy must have been an American. That they live in thatch houses, mud houses." And I tried to explain to him why some African villagers live in mud houses. It's not that they are poor. Africa is very hot. The temperature, the weather is like very hot. So culturally, these people invented a way, of building houses that will absorb the heat, a house that will not make them feel hot every time. And that's why most of them, use mud houses. Most of these people that are mud houses dwellers or livers, they are very wealthy. Example are the Fulanis in Nigeria. They are herdsmen. They rear cattle. And you want to one Fulani person in Nigeria could own up to 50 head of cattle, 50 cows. And if you want to sell each cow, mature, healthy looking cows, if you want to sell one of them is more than, sometimes more than $1,000. And the person is living in a thatch house, and you're calling that person a poor person. He's not poor. He just chooses to live in that kind of place because of the weather. Simeon says, no, I am not close to my brother's children, but I know plenty of people who are wealthy in Africa. Africa is a rich continent, not a country with rich history. Yeah, I love African culture and beauty within it. Thank you, Simeon. Thank you so much. Thank you. So many people are very rich in Africa. In Africa, we don't do credit. What do you call it? Uh, what do you call it? This, you can just walk into to a store and then, is it credit score? I don't know. Like we pay our money and then get whatever you see an African man own, he buys it. He pays for it instantly for getting it to the house. There's nothing like take and then pay small small. We don't do pay small small. We don't do it. We don't do it. We, whatever you own, even if you own a Ferrari, what is it called, you pay it at once. That's how we do things here. You pay it at once. There's nothing like, okay, there be mortgages or a house. You build your house. We build our houses. There's nothing like mortgages. There's nothing like, they will give you a house and then you pay small small. It's not like that here. Everything, we we fight, we struggle, and then get whatever we have to get. So I'm so pleased to have you, Simeon Banks. So very pleased to have you. So let me just go back to what I was. Let me just like round it up. Um, so I was saying, why accountability? Why hold medical people that are that love neglecting their jobs, neglecting what they're supposed, their responsibilities, accountable? It will help maintain a public trust on them. It will change, or improve the quality of healthcare. It will equally protect patients' rights. So how do you even like? How do you go about this? Call it. What are the ways in which you can hold these people, yeah, accountable? Someone says, my correction, rich continent. Yes, most people mistake Africa to be a country. Africa is not a country. Africa is a continent that comprises of different countries, 54, 52 countries, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So how do you get about holding healthcare providers accountable? One of the ways is by a patient seeking compensation for medical expenses. For instance, they cause you injury in the course of performing maybe a surgery on you. You can legally sue them to get the medical expenses. Um, King King Oppo, hi King, welcome to the channel. You can equally ask them to pay for the pain and sufferings or damages, loss of income, future earnings. Like, you can ask them to take whoever that is involved, just charge them to cost and then get paid for damages costs. All right. So it's very important you hold them accountable. If you do that, you help improve the quality of our health system, our health care in the country. It's just so sad that so many people have died untimely because of healthcare workers not doing what they're supposed to do and on time. Someone says, yes, a pleasure to be part of your channel. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. King Oppo, where are you watching from? Meanwhile. So, I think I'm done with these very subjects. I'm done with this very subject. Let me just go back to something else. Simeon Banks, something happened last week. Your president went to Venezuela, and then some people say kidnapped, I would say capture the Venezuelan president and the wife. That's, what was his name again? Nicolas Maduro. And then they took him to the US. What's your thoughts on that? What's your thoughts on that? Simeon, are you still with us? Okay, King Oppo says, I'm from America. Which part of America are you from? Which part of the US are you from? And what's your take on what is going on in America? The ICE hunting of immigrants and the US invasion of Venezuela. What's your thoughts? What do you think? What do you think? Is it the right thing? Is it a good thing? What's your thoughts? What's your contribution to that? King Oppo says, where are you from, my love? I'm from Chicago. Chicago. Is it Chicago or Chicago? Chicago. How is it pronounced? Chicago or Chicago? Okay, I'm from Nigeria anyway. I'm from Nigeria. I'm an African. Proudly. Proudly Niger babe. Good to have you guys. Please, King, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We talk about everything here, trending issues, especially when it comes to socials, political. We talk about them here. Okay, Simeon rather. I was asking, I'm done with the health talks now. So I was asking, last week, I think the night of the 3rd of January, the United States invaded Venezuela and then seized the president. As a matter of fact, captured the president, President Nicolas Maduro and the wife, and then took both of them to America. What's your thought on that? And secondly, what's your thought on this ICE, hunting of immigrants? People call them illegal. Sorry, what do you call it? Illegal alien or alien? What do you call it? Illegal alien. It's crazy. So what's your thoughts? What do you think about the invasion of Venezuela, and what do you think about the ICE uh, going around deporting people in America? Okay, yeah, as far as immigration goes, what do you think? What's your thoughts? Simon, yes. As far as immigration goes, go ahead. Tell me what are your thoughts? Do you think what ICE is doing to Americans, call it the illegal immigrants, are okay? But one thing for sure is that America is a country that was built or is still being developed by people that from other places, from different parts of the world. Most of the, the people that claim to be Americans are really, call it first or second generations of immigrants. You know, their parents moved to America from another place. Even the presidents of America, I think the grandfather and the father moved from somewhere, is it Germany or where, and then came to America and said to give birth to them there. Do you understand? The first lady equally is from somewhere. It's not even somewhere from America, like someone that was born and bred. She's from somewhere, but she got American citizen through probably marriage. So why would the government stand up against people that came in just like their wives? I think the vice president's wife is Polly. She's Indian. The parents must have been, if I thought she was born in America, the parents must have been from India. They migrated to America. They're not like originally Americans. The only people that are original owners of America are the Red Indies or Red Indians. So you don't want to talk about it. You guys are scared. It's okay. It's okay if you don't want to talk about it. Now the war on terrorism is different because that does affect us. I don't understand you. Can you explain more, Simeon? Now the war on terrorism is different because that does affect us. Can you explain more on that? As far as the illegal immigrants, as far as okay, I think that if they have been in the United States for a long time and they have served a good purpose, and they should stay. But okay, but what? Call it illegal immigrants. We're born in America, okay? But just that because the parents were illegal, they came into the country through a crooked way or an illegal means or way. They didn't get proper documentation. As a matter of fact, probably didn't get proper documentation for their kids, and they grew up with that. Do you understand? Because they didn't want to probably go to the authorities and say, okay, this is, I just get back, I need this and that for my child. They don't want to get exposed because they entered America illegally. I don't know. I just feel they should have allowed them. I saw a man, a Japanese guy, somebody that have served in the U.S. Marines and even fought war for the U.S. He's about almost 60 years being deported back to Japan. He was born like all his life. He was brought into the U.S. I think when he was like between the age of 3 and 5 by the parents. Probably he didn't get the proper documentation, but because of this ICE thing that is going on, he was deported. He was deported. But I think his case is kind of different. It's different because I think the authorities are looking into it. Somebody called out the ICE madam, and they're working on it to get him back to America, because obviously he doesn't even have any business in Japan all his life. Imagine you being a 3-year-old all your life in America, and you've served in the military only for you to be deported to, because they trace your it's crazy. Hi. I remember you very well, my friend from Ethiopia. You're welcome to the channel. How do you remember me? I'm the girl from it. I remember you very well, Amina. Welcome to the channel. But I have no problem with immigrants as long as they abide by the laws and the rules and pay taxes just like American citizens must do. Bam. I think that sounds right. Thank you, Simeon, for that contribution. That sounds very right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So the capturing of Venezuelan presidents, you've not talked about that one. What do you have to say on that? Do you think it's the right thing to do? Do you think it's the right thing to do by America? Oh God. I will expand on the points after you have read my previous statements. Oh, that means, oh, Simeon, you're experiencing the same problem most people do experience. Used to be shadow banning your comments. If I've not read any of your comments, just know that YouTube is banning some. I've not seen it on the screen. That's why I'm not reading. So if at all you send something and I've not read, make sure you resend it. I'll read it. Sorry about that. It happens once in a while. It happens once in a while. Let me take water. You don't ever shone so right, so brightly. Dark beauty. Hi. Please subscribe to the channel as you tune in. And let me know where you're watching from. Which part of the world you're watching from. Yes, I can hear you. What's your name? What's your name? Hello? I say, hey guys, we're having Young Eva is from South Africa. So Young Eva, we're having a football match today. AFCON, I think that's the quarterfinals. Nigeria is playing against Morocco today. What do you think? What's your prediction? What's your prediction? Somebody should predict for me. What's your prediction? What's your prediction, guys? Alright guys, let me just tell you guys today. I don't know what time. I think it's 4. I don't know what the time. Sim lead. Please, what's the time for Nigeria Morocco match? 9 o'clock. That's going to be like 21:00. That's 9 p.m. right? So 9 p.m. 9 p.m. 9 p.m. is going to be like for people that are in America. How that? Let me see.
Never finish Nigeria on America. You want it?
Now I want to tell people to watch it.
Okay.
I'm trying to do the calculation. Like 9 p.m. our time is like 9. It's 3 p.m. American time. So guys, tune in for AFCON match.
Okay.
Tune in for it's 3 p.m. American time today. So tune in for AFCON match. Nigeria is playing against Morocco.
Yes.
So I mean Nigerian supporters, cheer us up. It's called AFCON, the African Cup of Nations.
Okay.
It's like
Thank you.
continental competition for soccer competition. So if you're here, please cheer my country up. Cheer my country up. That's going to be by 3 p.m. American time. All right. Same says now, as a former United States Marine, I take up for that Marine who was deported and save his country. I feel as if America was wrong in that decision. Obviously, they are wrong. Even if they have, they have paperwork to claim they are right, they are very wrong. Somebody that have sacrificed for a country, supposed to, because of the sacrifice, supposed to be allowed to stay in the country, because this is where he grew to know as a home. He doesn't have anybody in Japan, and he's not supposed to be deported. That was totally wrong. But I think it's just subject to error. It was erroneously deported. I don't think if they investigate properly, and that's going to be like the story of so many people, most of the deportees in America, there are going to be so much errors, so many errors. But it has been done. I think the right way to do whatever they're doing, trying to clean America up, it should be, with due investigation to prove that the person is not legally an American, and not just through people. And the use of force should not be a thing. The use of force should not be a thing. I don't think, if you're in law enforcement, I don't know, you people are so different from us. Over here, we really value human lives. Okay, it's not a little trigger you shoot someone. No, you shouldn't do that. Small trigger you shoot someone. No, that's very wrong. Force shouldn't be, extreme force shouldn't be used in this operation. Like the killing of what is it called, her name Renee Good, wasn't supposed, it wasn't something that's supposed to happen. If whoever that is involved, Jonathan Ross, you know walked with his conscience. Sometimes we're like, oh, we are to serve, especially people that are working in the law enforcement, call it, institutions. They walk, and then there's something I always said: you carry your work on your head. You carry work on your head. You're not supposed to do that. When you're walking, walk with your conscience. No matter what you're doing, do with your conscience. Try to be empathic about things, even while you're, doing your constitutional whatever responsibilities. Let your conscience guide you. You don't take a life of an innocent person because they're trying to do your job. That's very wrong. Absolutely wrong. um Young Forever says Senegal and Morocco to go through. I know South Africans are always at war with us. Nigeria definitely is going to win Morocco. Nigeria definitely is going to win Morocco. There's no two ways about it, guys. Young ever. There is no two ways about it. Nigeria is going to win Morocco for sure.
Well, I pray that.
Avelino says, "Hi, hello, you fine? I am Angolan. Hey, my brother from Angola. That's a very long place, like very distant place. I'm so glad to have you. Please subscribe to the channel, Avelino. Avelino, what language do Angolans speak? Like the national language? Like in Nigeria, we speak English. I don't know who colonized your country, which country colonized your country, but what language do you speak? Like, call it the national language, apart from the tribal, different tribal languages in Angola. Or someone says, I don't think that it was America's business to capture the Venezuelan president. I think they should have left that up to the. Thank you. Thank you. As a matter of fact, America breached what they call international law. I don't think any country in this world has the right to invade another country and do whatever it likes. So American, under the leadership of your presidents, have broken international law. Nigeria is six exactly, yeah. Nigeria is 6 hours ahead of the United States. So please watch our match. AFCON Nigeria versus Morocco. It's going to be 3 p.m. your time, while it's 9 p.m. our time. I hope you watch. Cheer us up. So Avelino, I was asking, what language do you guys speak? Is it Spanish? Who colonized you guys in Angola? I don't really know much about Angola. And it's a beautiful country in Africa, southern part of Africa. Avelino, I think it's not there anymore. Canary, are you still here with us or you're gone? I've not seen any contribution from you today. I guess you're busy. Are you busy doing something? What's going on with you? So Simeon, what's the weather like? The weather in your place, in California? Is it California? Yeah, you're the guy from California. How is it? How is it like? How is the weather? Is it still winter over there, or the weather is okay now? What's the weather like? Guys, you welcome to the channel. This is Pro Storyline. My name is Progress, and I'm a YouTuber from Nigeria. Kindly subscribe, like, subscribe, like, subscribe to this channel. Today I talked about medical negligence. It's a thing in my country, and it's something to talk about. It's very important because a lot have been going on. People are being killed. People that are not supposed to die are dying because of all these medical people not doing what they're supposed to do on time, or doing it wrongly, do it wrongly sometimes, and nobody's holding them accountable. So I think there is need for somebody to start, maybe patients or patients relatives to start holding these people accountable, because if you hold them accountable, it will serve as a deterrence to others. They won't neglect their jobs, they won't neglect their responsibilities, they would pay good attention to whatever they're doing, because they are dealing with human body or human lives, and they've really taken an oath to do that, to save lives, and life they must save. How do you hold them accountable? By taking legal actions against them if you must, because there are so many different stories. You go to the hospital trying to get treatment or medical care, and then instead of your condition getting better, it gets worse. So on that note, you need to really do what you have to do to hold someone accountable. I believe that you're going to help improve the medical sector of the country. People are going to stand, gets working the right way. Simeon says, by the way, in America, you would be a very successful actress, model, and a very great politician. You have a great presence with that boss standing. Oh, oh, you just made, oh my god, jeez. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's like, the compliment is like this. It's making my hair swell. About to bust. Thank you so much, Simeon. It's very bright. Thank you. Oh, Nigerian movie. Thank you so much, Simeon. Simeon, wow. How did you even know that okay, actress, model. Oh, okay. Politician. But I have a problem, guys. I don't know. I'm talking like this. Someone should tell me, how do I overcome this problem right now? Simeon, can you help me? I find it very difficult to talk in the presence of people. Like, I'm not seeing people one-on-one. I can talk relaxingly, talk to you guys, and then say whatever that. But immediately I stand before, call it crowd, I start panting. My brain will start doing like this. I'll be like scared. And before you know it, everything I wanted to say, the things that I had planned to say would just skip my head. I don't know how to go, to like solve this problem. It's been a long term problem for me, guys. I don't know how to stand before people to talk. But I can talk to you guys like this, and I express myself very well. But say if we are in a hall and they call me to be a speaker, I will fumble. It's a very big problem. I don't know how to get about it, how to solve it. It's a very big, like a problem right from, I don't know, time. It's been a very long time problem for me. How do I solve that? Sima, do you have an idea how to solve the problem of public speaking? Sima, are you hearing me? I think 2021. Okay, Sima says, one of the great things about California is the weather is usually stable. It doesn't get cold, but can be very hot. So even in the winter time, the coldest that it gets is around 50 or 55 degrees Celsius. Okay. Okay, that's a beautiful place to be then. That's a very beautiful place to be then. That's a beautiful place to be then. Yeah?
Sorry, now you finish your that small one. Yes.
For where?
For inside.
Freezer. Na father water. Oh.
Oh boy.
I say, oh boy. Na father water. When I know they drink father water, it's not mine.
I already use that for.
You don't drink them before. You don't drink already. Oh, okay. You go fill them up now. Put them back. See, man, have you ever heard of Pidgin English? That's what I just spoke. Pidgin, broken English. Pidgin English is one of the. I think it's going global. Like, it's going global. Your American artist Chris Brown have used Pidgin in his songs. When he collaborated with some Nigerian artists like Davido and Majo Mona Lisa. What's going on? So he has Chris Brown have collaborated with a couple of Nigerian artists, Davido, who sings Mona Lisa? I've forgotten his name. God. Loj. Loj. Mona Lisa, go sweep you off your feet. Na 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 na. Chris Brown sang it, and he used a pigeon. Though the pigeon is not really pigeoning anyway. So Nigeria is a beautiful place, guys. If you want to visit, make sure you visit and then learn the culture. Learn about the culture. It's not what the Western media paints. The picture they paint is false. False. You need to come see things for yourself. Um, Canary, are you online or you gone? Are you here with us? I'll be going off anytime from now, guys. I think we've been here. It should be close to 2 hours, so I should be off. I should be off by now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I think it's lunchtime. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let me just take a little break. Tomorrow we talk about something else. Let me take time to thank you, Simeon Banks, for this your big compliment and for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. Alvalino, Young Ever, and everybody else. I mean Nas, Quillays. A lot of you guys that tune in. Canary, thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in today. God bless you. For those that subscribed, God bless you. Thank you. I hope to see you tomorrow. Please tune in. And Simeon, I hope you tune in tomorrow. Take care. And thank you for tuning in today. I want to see you every time. The Nigerian time always come up here is 11 a.m. 11 a.m. I'm trying to calculate. I think that should be 5 a.m. 5 a.m. your time in America. So you can always tune in. You can tune in. I stay online like 3 hours every day when I'm streaming, but sometimes 2. So you can always tune in. Whenever you come in, you can meet us. Even if you come in by 6 or 7, you can always meet us. So for now, I have to go, guys. Let me have my lunch. Bye.